The Faisal Mosque is the largest mosque in Pakistan, located in the national capital city of Islamabad. Completed in 1986, it was designed by Turkish architect Vedat Dalokay, shaped like a desert Bedouin's tent, is an iconic symbol of Islamabad throughout the world. It is situated at the north end of Faisal Avenue, putting it at the northernmost end of the city and at the foot of Margalla Hills, the westernmost foothills of the Himalayas. It is located on an elevated area of land against a picturesque backdrop of the Margalla Hills. This enviable location represents the mosque's great importance and allows it to be seen for miles around day and night. The Faisal Mosque is conceived as the national mosque of Pakistan and named after the late King Faisal bin Abdulaziz of Saudi Arabia, who supported and financed the project. The largest mosque in South Asia, the Faisal Mosque was the largest mosque in the world from 1986 until 1993, when it was overtaken in size by the newly completed Hassan II Mosque in Casablanca, Morocco. Subsequent expansions of the Masjid al-Haram of Mecca and the Al-Masjid al-Nabawi in Medina, Saudi Arabia, during the 1990s relegated Faisal Mosque to fourth place in terms of size. History. The impetus for the mosque began in 1966 when the King Faisal bin Abdulaziz supported the initiative of the Pakistani government to build a national mosque in Islamabad during an official visit to Pakistan. In 1969, an international competition was held in which architects from 17 countries submitted 43 proposals. The mosque was designed by Turkish architect Vedat Dalokay. Construction of the mosque began in 1976 by National Construction of Pakistan, led by Azim Khan, and was funded by the government of Saudi Arabia, at a cost of over 130 million Saudi riyals. King Faisal bin Abdulaziz was instrumental in the funding, and both the mosque and the road leading to it were named after him after his assassination in 1975. The mosque was completed in 1986, and used to house the International Islamic University. Many conservative Muslims criticized the design at first for its unconventional design and lack of a traditional dome structure, but most criticism ended when the completed mosque's scale, form, and setting against the Margalla Hills became evident. Design. The Faisal Mosque is the work of Turkish architect Vedat Dalokay, who won the Aga Khan Award for Architecture for the project. The mosque's architecture is modern and unique, lacking both the traditional domes and arches of most other mosques around the world. The mosque's unusual design is a departure from the long history of South Asian Islamic architecture, fusing contemporary lines with the more traditional look of an Arab Bedouin's tent, with its large triangular prayer hall and 4 minarets. However, unlike traditional masjid design, it lacks a dome. The minarets borrow their design from Turkish tradition and are thin and pencil-like. The shape of the Faisal Mosque is an 8-sided concrete shell inspired by a desert Bedouin's tent in the cubic Kaaba in Mecca, flanked by 4 unusual minarets inspired by Turkish architecture. The architect later explained his thinking to design school students. Entrances from the east, where the prayer hall is fronted by a courtyard with porticos. The International Islamic University was housed under the main courtyard, but recently relocated to a new campus. The mosque still houses a library, lecture hall, museum and café. The interior of the main tent-shaped hall is covered in white marble and decorated with mosaics and calligraphy by the famous Pakistani artist Sadr Quain, and a spectacular Turkish-style chandelier. The mosaic pattern adorns the west wall, and has the kalima written in early Kufic script, repeated in mirror image pattern. Nekafah lies the adjacent hill to the mosque in Margalla Hills. Capacity. The Faisal Mosque has covered area of 5,000 am2. It can accommodate 10,000 worshippers in its main prayer hall, 24,000 in its porticos, 40,000 in its courtyard, and another 200,000 in its adjoining grounds. Although its covered main prayer hall is smaller than that of the Hassan II Mosque in Casablanca, Faisal Mosque has the third largest capacity of accommodating worshippers in its adjoining grounds after the Masjid al-Haram of Mecca, the Al-Masjid al-Nabawi in Medina. Each of the mosque's 4 minarets are 80 am high and measure 10 x 10 meters in circumference. References in literature. The Faisal Mosque is described in the book The Kite Runner by Khalid Hosseini, and is frequently referenced in the work of Michael Muhammad Knight, who came to the mosque to study Islam as a teenager. Gallery criticism. The architecture of the mosque is criticized among traditional circles for not expressing the art and architecture of the Muslim community of South Asia. See also, Islamic art, list of largest mosques, timeline of Muslim history, references. External links, Shah Faisal Mosque, Google 3D Warehouse.